Welcome to Deep Thought. Embracing truth is liberating. I'm going to tell you what, I've been talking about belief systems and everything the past couple days. And I'm going to tell you what, have you ever had that moment when you feel like something is the real path, the truth, or at least the relative truth, right down to your bones? Like you just feel it, like it's like tension release, like you embrace something and tension releases. Like something, you just come to some conclusion, like most people in denial or something or another, or they ignoring some reality that's right in front of them. And your body always knows the truth because the body sees it, your subconscious sees it, but you suppressing it. Like, here's an example. Here's a great example. How many people listening to this have maybe been interested in someone? You know, the women, you interested in some guy, he's fine, but for whatever reason, you try to fight it. It could be he's a different religion, different race, or maybe he's way older than you or way younger than you. Some about the exchange is unpleasant. Like what really challenges you in some way. Or it could be you just afraid of falling in love or in lust. Yeah, let's call it what it is. You're afraid of falling in lust, or sometimes you're even afraid of what could potentially be a good relationship because you're so used to it. And men do the same thing, even though we don't like to admit it. But then you kind of get past all that bull and you're like, you know what, damn. Yeah, why have I been fighting this? Well, part of it's your beliefs, but we already talked about that. But when you embrace truth, don't you feel good? Like you embrace something, you just like, you know what? This is the shit I like to do. I remember I did that with writing one time. And it was some other stuff, family stuff going on. I can't get into it. But I was still writing. I was writing something that would eventually become a book, and I just kept writing. And all this hell going on, I was just like, I'm just going to write this, and it just felt good. It's the right path. Writing is actually, when I write something creative, that's actually the thing that brings me the most peace in the world. I gotta start working on a book. But that's my truth. Because what truth is ultimately to each person is what they're meant to do. Who they meant to be. Because most people, they're not doing what they really want to do. They're doing something because their parents had them do it, or they say you had to get a job. I mean, very few people are doing exactly what they want to do in this world. Very few people. And so what they do is they lie to themselves and say they want to do this other thing. It's like, oh yeah, I really want to be an attorney. Or I really want to be a doctor. I really want to be married to this person. Or I really want this status. Or I really want this neighborhood. And, on a deep level, you could care less. I actually know a woman. Her and her husband's fairly affluent, a nice big old house. But she would actually be comfortable living in a trailer. Like comfortable. She would definitely be comfortable just in a trailer. It's not a big deal to her because all of that extra stuff ain't really anything to her. But that's her truth. But then once you embrace that truth, it liberates you. Because what happens is when we do stuff that we don't want to do, we start carrying tension. Here's an example. You ever had to do something and you just feel some anxiety, you feel some tension, you're not relaxed, you feeling stiff? Because you really, what it is, it's not so much a biological thing, it's a reaction to you don't want to do it. When you don't want to do something, you're not in a big hurry. Shoot, you don't jump right into it. You find everything to do. You'll do it at the last minute because you don't really want to do it. Because if you're enthusiastic about doing something, you would just jump in and do it. Right? You would feel good. In fact, it wouldn't even feel like work to you. But if it's something that you really don't want to do or you unfamiliar with, man, shoot. You'll sit back, you'll procrastinate because it don't feel good. And then you'll wait till the last minute. A lot of people wait till the last minute to do something. It's really because they really don't want to do it. Because, say somebody's offering you your favorite type of ice cream. Nobody had to have you wait. But then somebody's saying, well, for this party, to be polite, you got to eat this dessert. And you don't like it. Shoot, you wait. You wait. And then, a lot of stuff we got to do, because to be polite, be social. So you sitting back like, man, I don't want to do this. But the truth, the truth feels good. You feel fired up. You feel happy. That's why when people do find that one vocation, that one hobby, that one thing that they really love to do, it don't even seem like work. They can just do it. Like the things I'm doing now, I've never... Like just doing these videos and podcasts on different channels and different websites. I have never had a day when I felt like not doing it. I've never had a single day. The only issue, and it's a minor one, is finding a subject. And I say it's a minor because usually if I think about it for 2 minutes, I'll figure out something and just go with it. As y'all can see, I can talk a lot about a lot of things. But it's liberating. And it was what I feel like doing. And it was like, man, this is just so easy for me. It's liberating. But when I was, there was a point in my life. And one day I might talk about it to illustrate. Right now I'm just waiting. There's another conversation while I'm waiting. But really explain my educational background and why I'm not doing a certain thing I'm actually qualified for. It was like, I was never gung-ho about it. That was the thing. I was never gung-ho about it, but I was just like, well, I'm smart. I should be here. And I stayed with it. But then I was like, I can't do this. But it was liberating. Now I'm doing the thing that I'm suited for. Because it's not to say I wouldn't have been good at this particular thing. Probably would have been great at it, to be honest. But, and there's a lot of people who are great at stuff that's not really their passion. Some people just have that ability. They'll be great at whatever they like put their mind to, but it doesn't necessarily they love it. But the key to real success, in my opinion, is always love it. Like there are those exceptions. They just talented and they could probably they'll do something competently, but not with love. And when you don't do anything with love, that stresses you out. That stresses you out because then you dread going into work or you dread working into something. And that's why a lot of people on drugs, taking medicines, doing something to kind of distract them from what they actually do to relieve the stress. But once you do something that's true to you, true to your being, in line with your positive belief systems, you feel it in your body. You ever have that? It's just like a weight just come off of you. Shit, you might even take a good dump. Oh, no joke about that. I'm not even trying to be funny with that. I notice whenever I let a false belief go and embrace truth, almost symbolically, I have a good dump. Almost symbolically. It's like, I thought it was funny as heck. But it's that liberating. All of a sudden, your muscles are relaxed. Shoot, you relax, you smiling. I'll end with this. I remember this woman, a young girl I used to work with. And even though we, at some point, our relationship was rocky to begin with. It was just a work relationship, but it was very rocky. I remember she did something and she came into work. She was just all light. I was like, what happened? At that point, we were at least speaking. And she just said, you know what? I let a lot of this bullshit go. That's what she said. She let a lot of bullshit go. And you could literally see it in how she walked and how she was smiling, everything. Her skin didn't even look different. Like if you look at somebody, if a person's carrying tension, you could see it in their movement, in their skin. It just looks stiff. Everything. But they let it go, boom, it liberates them. So anyway, that's all I got for today. I'll talk to you later. Peace and blessings.